Years of insurgency in the northeast, this is the first time that a suicide bomber is able to successfully penetrate the university gates.
We are now in a guerrilla war situation. In the mosque, you don't know who is praying next to you. In the church, you don't know who is sitting next or praying next to you. Even in a hold-up, you don't know who is parking. So people should be very wary of people around them and be more security conscious.
Today's incident is a hard one on the university community because a professor of veterinary medicine was lost in the incident, and this is coming at a time when students are writing their end of first semester examinations.
This is the first time we recorded a suicide bombing in the university premises. Even during the hard times, there was never a time something like this happens inside the university. So it's very unfortunate. There are about 15 that sustained injuries that were evacuated by joint team of State Emergency Management and the National Emergency Management Agency to the hospital, and they are now adequately responding to the treatment. And the other suicide bombers were not able to penetrate into the university, so she was shot down and only lost the suicide bomber. So far I think there is need for us to improve the security vigilance across the university premises.
Security operatives are asking the public for support and collaboration until the insurgency problem is collectively brought to an end. Blessing Tunu, Channels Television News.
Well, welcome to Abuja Studios. We have with us this morning Kabir Adamu, who is a security risk management specialist and vice chairman of the American Society for Industrial Security Abuja chapter. You're welcome to Sunrise Daily.
Thank you, Mope. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, yesterday we did see that unfortunate incident at the University of Maiduguri. A 7-year-old, we understand, was made to detonate his device, an explosive vest most likely, in the mosque while people were praying, and we've seen the casualty figures, and that begins to raise questions about the plans we had put in place before now in terms of a safe school initiative. You would have thought that perhaps universities would also be captured in that. We should also bear in mind that this is the first incident in the University of Maiduguri since the insurgency began in that state. Are you surprised by this attack?
Unfortunately, no. I'm not surprised. To an extent, I'm disappointed. One of the cardinal principles of the Jamaat al-Sunnah lil-Dawat wal Jihad, otherwise called Boko Haram, is they are against Western education. And the University of Maiduguri is a symbol of that Western education that they are against. It's been targeted before. But of course the target was prevented. If I remember well, in 2013, in 2014, there were attempts to raid it as against a suicide bombing attack. The complacency, I would use that word loosely, that led to loose access control that allowed the suicide bomber to penetrate the university is unfortunate. The fact that it's a symbol of Western education, the highest symbol actually in the state, meant the mitigation measures against all forms of types of attacks by the terrorist group should have been put in place. And with the benefit of hindsight, what the incident of yesterday told us is that unfortunately there were some loose ends, both from the government cycle, from the university authority, unfortunately, and then from citizens, the residents of the university.
But who would suspect a 7-year-old?
In a situation that we are in, which unfortunately is a war situation, call it whatever, it's a war situation. You have one adversary on the other hand, and we on the other hand. There is no one that should be beyond suspicion under the circumstances, and it is a fact that the faction of Jamaat al-Sunnah lil-Dawat wal Jihad, led by Boko Haram, has used children as a strategy to deliver weapons. From what we're hearing, that is one of the reasons why the global jihadist brand ISIS disagreed with him. So the fact that we already know this meant that anybody anybody, and I mean anybody, should have been under the radar. There is no distinction in terms of the access control measures that would have been put in place. One of the key questions I asked myself after the incident yesterday is, where was this mosque? Was it outside the university?